your issues when it comes to certain challenges that you might have with people in the workplace, or certain things in the workplace, or certain things that have been given in the workplace. It can cause some form of disrespect to self. Um, so it's important for us to practice this respect, understanding yourself. Don't force things in your life and do things that make sense to you. Um, Move on to the next slide, please. Okay. So this one speaks about maturity. As I began to learn more about myself, I stopped craving for a different life, and I could see that everything that surrounded me was inviting me to grow. Today, I call it maturity. So the type of maturity that I'm talking about here is emotional maturity. Emotional intelligence is very important for you to be able to cope in the workplace, for you to actually cope in all areas of your life, if I can put it like that. So owning your emotions instead of avoiding them is very, very important for your mental health. You need to stop suppressing frustration or sadness because it can lead to a lot of stress. It can lead to a lot of emotional outbursts. So, with this point, I want us to um, accept a feedback without being defensive, because I know sometimes in the workplace when we giving constructive feedback, some of us tend to feel like maybe the feedback that is being given is defensive. But if you practice this emotional maturity, it's gonna be easy for you to understand that actually this feedback is not coming to harm me, but it's coming to actually help me to be able to grow in the workplace, or to help me to grow in the field of where I'm working. Um, so also, I'm one person that every time I have a lot of challenges in my life, and when it comes to challenges, I'm one person that usually bounces out of the challenges very well. Because for me, I don't see challenges as an attack. I don't see challenges as a challenge. I always try to ask myself, what is this challenge trying to teach me in my life? So I try to shift my mind into the positive. Um, because I see challenges as opportunities for growth instead of an obstacle. So I think for us to have a better mental health in the workplace, we need to start channeling our challenges and viewing them as opportunities for us to be able to grow as people. Thank you. The next one. Okay. So as I began to love myself, I understood that at any circumstance, I'm in the right place at the right time, and everything happens at exactly at the right moment. So I could become. So today I call it self-confidence. So with this one, it's very simple, straight to the point. It speaks about whatever that you might be going through in your life, whether it's at home or in the workplace. Um, Whatever that's happening at that time, it's happening at exactly the right time and exactly at the right moment. Because life always happens, life will always happen. So I think it's important for us to understand that whatever challenges that we might be going through in life, they're coming there to shift something in our lives. So, like I mentioned in the previous slide, that for me, I always try to shift my mind into the positive so that I can be able to take away, because I believe that life needs to happen for me to be able to grow. Life needs to happen for me to be able to find out new things in my life for me to grow as a person. Things can't always be the same in my life. Um, and comfortability is not nice, but sometimes it's necessary for me to be able to move and grow as a person. So, with this point, I want you guys to understand that it's important to trust your skills and knowledge when making decisions. Whatever decision or that you're making at that point in time, it's very necessary for your growth. So your self-confidence in your decision making in the workplace is very, very vital and important for your mental health. And also, we shouldn't let imposter syndrome hold us back from speaking up. I've already mentioned about speaking up, but sometimes we hold in, or we hold in a lot of emotions because we are scared or we are frightened that if I voice out whatever that I might be feeling at that point in time, it might be taken otherwise, or I might get fired. What if you shift your mind and say, whatever that I'm going to say, what if it changes certain things in the workplace for the better of me? So let's try to my can go up. Next slide, please. As I began to love myself, I quit spending my own time and up designing huge projects for the future. Today I will do what brings me joy and happiness, things I love to do, and things that make my heart cheer. And I do them in my own way and in my own rhythm. Today I call it simplicity. I'm one person in life that always try to live life as simple as possible. Uh, Simplicity is very important for your mental health because when you live a simple life, there's a lot of there's hardly ever a lot of complications in your life because you're living a life that makes sense to you. You know. So with this paragraph, I want you to understand that choosing simplicity over chaos is very important for your mental health. Um, like I mentioned before, we as women juggle a lot of roles in our lives, in the workplace, in the family, and also societal expectations. So complexity adds a lot of pressure. So simplifying means focusing on priorities and setting realistic boundaries that I've already mentioned about the boundaries. So with this one, I want you to understand that manage your time wisely by breaking projects into smaller steps that make sense to you. Um, I know that this paragraph might look like I'm saying that you mustn't design which projects and you mustn't do the things for yourself for the future. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's important for you to do things at your own pace in a way that makes sense to you, but still sticking to the goal of what you want to achieve in the workplace so that it's easy for you to do things for yourself. Um, I'm one person, I know a lot of people like asking me, that, not what is your overall goal in life? I always say my overall goal in life is a peace of mind. That's all I want. I just want a peace of mind because I know if I'm not okay or if I don't have a peace of mind, it's gonna affect all the areas in my life. If I do things here at work that do not make sense to me, or that are frustrating me, or if I can voice out how I feel on that day, it affects me. And when it affects me, when I get home, obviously I'm not okay. Then I start shouting at my children, or I lash out at my husband. And then when they're not okay, they start projecting also their feelings on other people. So whatever that you do on your own, it transfers to the next person. So that's why I chose this poem to make you guys aware that practicing self-love, self-care, self-acceptance, and self-awareness is very important. So this point of simplicity, I'm only trying to say that do things that make sense, that bring you joy and happiness at that time for you to be able to reach your overall goals and your overall or whatever that you have planned for your life for you to be able to achieve, whether in the workplace and so on. Have a vision of your life of where you want to see yourself. And this vision doesn't only stop in one thing. Have a vision of, yes, I want to work, but what kind of work fulfills me? Have a vision of what kind of colleague do I want to be to the next person? Because also, you can't expect the next person to treat you well, but you don't treat the next person in the workplace well. So everything starts from you. Um, Next slide, please. So that's why I say, as I began to love myself, I freed myself from anything that is not good for my health. That is food, people, things, situations, and everything that drew me down and away from myself. At first, I called this attitude a healthy egoism. Today, I know it's the love of oneself. So with this paragraph, all I'm trying to say is that your loving yourself is very, very, very important. I don't know how I can stress this enough. Um, I know there's a lot of people that say, I love my child, I love my job, I love this and that, but you do not love yourself. And the type of love that I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the love where you wake up in the morning, you bath, you look nice, you put on your makeup, everything looks good, you're driving a nice car. I'm talking about the love of what's inside, what you've been through in life, what your colleague has said about you at work, what people have said about you, where they were gossiping about you. Like I'm just trying to be realistic. Loving yourself with all those things, things that have tainted your self confidence, things that have put you down at the world, loving yourself, even though those things are big. Uh, like I said previously, for me, things like that for me are challenges, but I never see them as challenges. So with this point, I want you to understand that it's important for you to practice self-care on each and every day. Practice self-care to prevent burnout. Uh, it's important for you to always rest. It's important for you to always have good nutrition for your body. It's important for you to always have boundaries when it comes to workload. It's important for you to avoid work relationships that drain your energy. You know, they always say that you do not have control over your external you do not have control over external forces or external things in your life, but you control as to how you react to those things. So like I mentioned before, life will always happen. There's always gonna be challenges, but if you love yourself enough to say, this is how I'm gonna react when these things come, and your reaction being positive, shifting that into the positive, and you making sure that your mental health is okay is enough. Um, I know for myself, it was mentioned before, I'm a social worker. I see a lot of people that have a lot of challenges. To give an example, there was a time where I was working with children. I had to stop working with children because there was a case where a child used to be electrified on the private park. The stepfather used to jumpstart his private park. That thing affected me. It affected me so much to a point that I said I don't want to work with children anymore, But I used to come home and everyone would ask me what's wrong, what's wrong. I couldn't disclose all of those things because I was like, I didn't even realize that it was a problem, but I was not okay because of that issue. But I think to a point where I was like, no, this is not okay. Um, I then went to see a psychologist where she was able to assist me with this thing, and I realized that how I was feeling at the time, because I was not taking care of myself, I was not voicing out how I was feeling. It was starting to affect my children. And also, like I said, we see a lot of clients, you do a lot of things. When you get home, automatically when you get home, your roles now are shifting. You need to be a mom, you need to help assist children with homework, you need to cook and all of those things. I realized that I needed to be selfish, not selfish in the sense that I do not do anything in my house anymore. Selfish in the sense that I had to sit down with my kids and my husband and say to them, when I come back from home, just give me that 30 minutes or 1 hour for me to recharge because I need that on a daily basis for me to be able to be okay for you guys. But I was not doing it mainly for them. I was doing it mainly for me because I realized that if I'm not okay, all the other roles in my life will suffer. All the other people in my life will suffer if I'm not okay. Because whatever that you put ahead of yourself, you will lose. If you come to work, say I'm coming to work because I want to I'm not happy in this workplace. I'm just doing it for my kids and my husband. Your body will only take so much, and one day you're gonna suffer burnout or you have a mental breakdown, and then it's because you were not doing it for the right reason. You didn't voice out your frustrations that I'm not happy here. Yeah, you were just going to work constantly because you were fulfilling that role of saying that I need to bring income in the house for the sake of my children and kids. So what I'm saying is that it's important for you to practice self-care. Self-care is sitting in the car before you get inside the house just to recoup, just to refresh. Self-care is waking up every day telling yourself that you're enough, that I'm going to do great today at work. Self-care is you saying that I don't want to engage in office gossip anymore, or I do not want to engage in any negativity at work. Self-care is something, it's little things that we take for granted. Um, Please move on to the next slide. Um, So this one speaks about modesty. As I began to love myself, I quit trying to always be right. And ever since I was wrong less of the time, today I discovered that this is modesty. So with this one, it's basically speaking about being humble. You know, we do not know everything. We do not know everything, and sometimes it's important for us to accept when we do not know everything. You can't always be right in the workplace. Sometimes even when you do not understand something, even when something is not making sense, there's nothing wrong with you saying, let me humble enough to actually ask why these things are happening like this. Why did you choose to do things this certain way instead of me just acting out and so on? To avoid conflict in the workplace. When you avoid conflict in the workplace, um, you avoiding your mental health getting affected. Um, so let's accept when we are wrong and learn from it. Let's celebrate team success instead of always taking credit. It's okay for you to contribute to a certain thing and not you expecting to get credit all the time. It's okay. Um, so with this one, I don't want to be too long, but it's important for us to be humble in life. It's very, very important. We do not know everything. We do not have all the answers, and there's nothing wrong with me listening to the next person. Next slide, please. Okay. So this one, as I began to love myself, I refused to go on living in the past and worrying about the future. Now I only live for the moment where everything happens. Today I live each day, day by day, and I call it fulfillment. So that's why also I feel like it speaks for itself. Like I mentioned before, my life is a peace of mind, and with that peace of mind, I'm always fulfilled in most cases. I know I can never be 100%, but I'm always fulfilled because I'm one person. When I come to work, if something has happened in the past, I don't wanna keep it on dwelling on it because how is it gonna help me? Instead of it helping me, it's actually focus, affecting my mental health. Just because not going to say it yesterday to me and I didn't like it, and just because I kept quiet and I didn't voice out how I felt, me being angry at no follow every day I come to, it's not helping me. So you can't live a fulfilled life if you keep on living in the past and worrying about the future. If you can go back in the past and change it, then by all means you can do that. But if you cannot, the only control you have is how you react to that situation that affected your mental health, and also how can I go on positively in the future so that my mental health is not affected. So it's important for us to live for the moment, one day at a time. So find meaning in your work. That one is very important. Find meaning in your work, even in the small things. And also, like I've mentioned, let's avoid dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about what may go wrong. Even if something goes wrong, it's okay. We learn from our mistakes. Um, we learn from our challenges, like I've mentioned. But um, if something goes wrong, accept the fact that yes, it did go wrong, but next time maybe I need to work on this so that the next time I don't do the same mistakes. So let's live a fulfilled life. Let's do things for today. Let's not dwell on the past because the past is going to affect our mental health. The next slide, please. Okay, so this one speaks about wisdom of the heart. As I began to love myself, I recognized that my mind can disturb me and it can make me sick. But as I connected it to my heart, my mind became a valuable ally. Today, I call this connection wisdom of the heart. So I always say to most of my clients that uh, your mind is your engine. It's the engine of your life. If your mind is not okay, there's no way you can be okay because you are what you think you are. You are what you tell yourself what you are. So it's important to make sure that our mind is always positive. It's so easy for your mind to tell you that you're not good enough. It's so easy for your mind to tell you that you know what you are ugly, you're not performing at work just because of a simple mistake. It's so easy for your mind to tell you that, oh, because yesterday your colleague got a standing ovation for something she did and you did not of the same thing. It's so easy for it to tell you that you're not good enough. So what I'm trying to say is that it's important for us to service our mind. And the type of service that I'm talking about, there's a lot of ways to service your mind, but like I said, it's constantly making sure that your mental health is okay. Because if it's not, everything in your life can be damaged. So it's important for you to keep your mind healthy. And when I say your mind, the type of health that I'm talking about, I'm looking at all areas of your life: your spiritual health, your financial health, uh, your mental health. Um, what else is been there? Like all areas in your life, everything that has to do with you needs to be healthy because if one area is not, then there's no way your mind can be okay. So that's why I said previously that it's important for you to constantly work on your self care. Yourself, if you work on your self care, it's gonna be easy for all the other um, health aspects in your life to be okay. Because I know we tend to look on the physical that I'm exercising, I'm eating well, I'm doing this and that. But what about the things that you tell yourself on a daily basis. What about your spiritual health? Do you have a higher power? Like for me, for instance, my higher power is the Christian God. I'm not sure what other people's higher powers are, but for me, every time I go through a situation, a challenge, and so on, like I said, I try to shift it into the positive. But also, what does my higher power say about challenges? What does my higher power say about faith? What does your higher power say about circumstances in your life? And also, there's something in the Bible that says God is love. So automatically, I know that I am in love because God says I am love. He is love. So if God is my father, then it's easy for me to love myself because He says I am who I am. He says I am. So let's try to constantly exercise. Um, servicing our mind. Servicing our mind is like you taking your car for service. We're not saying there's something wrong with your car, but we're just saying let's take in the car so we can check for potential problems that may come. The type of service that I can mention here is counseling. I know for most people feel like you go for counseling because you have a problem. You go to counseling because you're not okay. You go to counseling because you're forced in the workplace because people can see that you're not okay, or your work, you're just not progressing in your work, or you're not achieving the goals or the targets that you're supposed to meet. I always say service is very important. Don't wait for someone to say you need to go service yourself because you're not performing here. On a daily basis, service yourself. It can be counseling, it can be small little changes that you make in your life that are positive, that are assisting you to have a better mental health. If it means you need to start sleeping early, it's okay. If it means that when you knock off from work, that is the kind of life, and when you get home, no more answering calls from work, no more this and that, it's okay. You are servicing your mental health. So please let's take care of our mind. Like I said, it can disturb you and make you sick. There's a lot of women in mental institutions that are there because of mental health issues because they didn't deal with the reality of life. They didn't service their minds. There's a lot of people that have passed away because I know as in most cases, people will say if someone falls today or collapses, they will say, no, Gibulo, it's this and that. Sometimes the mind takes in a lot to a point where now it shuts down. They say that person was not even sick. They were sick all the other areas of our life that were not visible for us to see. So let's take over our mind because your mind is the power to open up a lot of mental health challenges in your life. Okay, the last slide and the last paragraph in the poem. So this one speaks about life in life. We no longer need to fear arguments, confrontations, or any kind of problems with ourselves or others because even stars collide and out of their creation you walk the born. Today I know that is a life. And I'm sure most of us are mothers. You know when you're about to give birth, that pain that you go through when you're about to give birth, it's very painful. But as soon as that baby comes out, everything else doesn't matter anymore. So with this point, I want us to handle life in that sense. Whatever pain, whatever fear, whatever argument you're having in the workplace, whatever confrontations that are there in the workplace, whatever that's being said to you in the workplace, whatever target that you're struggling to meet in the workplace, um, do not fear it. Like I said, shift your mind to the positive because whatever, however heavy it is, it's having to bring something big in your life. So accept that conflict and challenges are part of your work growth. Use problems as stepping stones in your innovation or to innovation. Um, and also, yeah, I think that's what I wanted to know. Life is, I mean, to mention, life will always happen. We cannot run away from life. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be things that I feel about us in the workplace. But if you know who you are, you have a vision of how you want to progress just in the workplace, and you do not fear confrontation. You do not fear any uncomfortability in your life and understand that it's life. You are going to be able to uh, have a positive, have a good mental health. Next slide, please, and you can move on to the next slide. So as we're about to wrap up, um, I want you to ask yourself today, where in my life can I choose me more boldly? Because we do not, sometimes we struggle to choose ourselves. For you to have an amazing, a healthy, a good mental health is for you waking up every day and choosing yourself. But you need to identify where in my life or which area in my life um, do I need to choose myself much more. Because, like I've mentioned, I know we're focusing in the workplace, but like I've mentioned, if you're not okay in the workplace, it affects all the areas in your life. So start searching, start looking inside deep. I'll always say, I know, and also people feel like this is weird. Always try to have a meeting with yourself. Beginning of the year, have a meeting with yourself. Okay, what am I doing this year? In my personal life, what am I doing? In my workplace, what is it that I want to achieve and do this year? In my friendship space, what kind of friend do I want to be? What do I want to achieve in the friendship space? Like try to look at all the roles in your life and where you need to choose yourself constantly if I'm making sense. The next one, okay. So this one says, how can I not only choose me but also help another woman choose herself today? So I mentioned this already because oh, us as women, we do not like each other. I do not know what is the problem, but with my 12 years experience in this field, I've noticed that we women do not like each other. Like I mentioned in my bio, I work with substance people that have substance use disorders or substance use challenges and behavioral disorders. If I can tell you, a majority of our women do not come to access services like this, especially if they feel that, oh, the person that's helping me is a lady. I don't know, automatically they feel like, yo, that lady's going to judge me. That lady's going to say certain things about me. Oh, or maybe I'm not good enough to speak to her, you know. So let's try to, as women, try to build ourselves up, fix that other woman's crown. You know, there's nothing wrong with you seeing your colleague when she comes to work and say, you look nice. You know, even when you see that she looks sad and there's no change in her clothes or anything, but you coming up to her and saying, today you really like you look nice, your smile today is amazing, even though there's no smile, you know, it can change something in someone's life because we are constantly going through a lot as people, as women. It's a lot, you know. Um, um, my father-in-law used to say he used to, you know, when you're driving around with him, he used to greet everyone on the street. He would drive so slow, open the window and say, hi, hi, hi. By the time you get to a destination, you're so exhausted because he just took your whole strength greeting everyone. And I one day asked him, why do you do that? And then he said, you know, with with me greeting that one person, you don't know what kind of positive impact I have on him. He said a lot of people are going through, I don't know, what if me change his life? Maybe he was going to commit suicide, or maybe he was going to know someone you don't know. But me saying hi because a lot of people are lonely. A lot of people feel so misunderstood. A lot of people feel like they're not worthy. You saying something positive to the next person can change that next person. And it's little things. So let's try to uplift other women. Let's try to compliment them. Let's try to be there for them. Let's stop gossiping. Let's stop being mean. Let's stop competing. You know, let's try to be there. Let's try to be examples because also whatever that you're doing today, like I said, it doesn't only affect that person, it's gonna affect the next person. I once gave an example that if you tell someone today that they are ugly, and then they go home thinking about that thing, and then the next thing they have a car accident, they have a car accident. Unfortunately, in that car accident, someone's breadwinner passes away. And when that breadwinner passes away, because of a simple mistake, because I was not focusing on the road, because someone told me that I'm not good enough at work. And then you find that that person that passed away was the breadwinner. And then that breadwinner now the kids can't go to school, the family is suffering, the next thing the kids drop out, the next thing I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say that whatever negative thing that you do to the next person, it doesn't only affect that person, it's a constant cycle that affects a lot of people and in turn it's gonna come back to you indirectly. Next slide. So always remember that choose yourself. That one is very important because if you're not okay, I've already mentioned there's no way you can perform in the other areas of your life. And also choose each other. And like I've mentioned in the previous point, it's important for us to each other as women in the workplace, support each other. If you're struggling or if you see someone struggling, be there for them. Um, it goes along with this next one, support one another, lift each other up every day. Yes, let's create workplaces where women's mental health, power, and potential are celebrated. Thank you. Next slide. Oh, I'm done. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm done with my presentation.
Thank you.
For the please stand at the light.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm audible. Thank you. Let us give her a round of applause. Wow, that was so powerful. Thank you so much, Makolo, for the presentation. We have learned, I know we have learned. Um, if there's any question, colleagues, let us drop our questions. Okay, let us drop our questions so that Makolo can assist us. You can drop your questions on the comment section if you are on Teams or streaming where you are streaming on Facebook. And also you can raise your hand if you are here in the boardroom, then you can ask your question. Is there any question that we have? Or that was a mouthful? We all heard what she was talking about. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Nicolo. You can be excused if you are. There are no any other questions, so we can excuse you. Thank you so much for your presentation. You have empowered us this morning. Thank you, colleagues. You know, today, yeah, we are really learning. And one of my takeaways is that we should not be negative people. Don't say negative things that will have a negative impact in the person that you are talking to. I remember when I was still at university, one day I was coming back from home with my big suitcases in a taxi. One of the ladies there asking me, "Where are you coming from?" I was like, "I'm coming from a university." And then she said to me, "Where are you going to work?" With an attitude. You know, when it was my time to get out of the taxi going home, I was so discouraged because this is an old woman asking me where am I going to work because I'm coming from university. You know, and luckily the women that are in my life, they are full of grace and they're full of wisdom. And then I was told, no, don't mind that woman. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But that has taught me that if I don't know something, if I don't understand whatever that the person is going through, then I think I can just smile. I can just not say anything because you don't want to say negative things that are going to have a negative impact on the person because people are going through a lot, guys. You know, you can see a person looking beautiful with makeup and whatnot, but you don't know what the person is going through. So being nice to the person, being kind to the person, so you look nice, you know, I like your dress, you know, hi, even if you don't have to say anything, greet the person, hi, how are you? And listen when the person, because there's other things that is irritating when someone is asking you, how are you doing? When you're trying to say, how are you doing now, they are no longer, you know, don't ask someone, how are you doing, and ignore the person. Listen to the person. And if the person needs an ear, hear the person when they are talking and challenge them to the right direction. If you are not an expert in the field, say, I cannot help you, but I know someone that can help you, and challenge the person to the right direction. And you will be amazed one day of what you have done to that person. Thank you, colleagues. We are now going to go to the next speaker, which is who will be talking about Safcol employee. Oh, before I continue, the Safcol men have brought us some goodies. They brought us some goodies here. It's coming from Ops Management. I just want to read the messages. One message is saying Happy Women's Month, Bomage, Nabo Sisi Bethu. Meaning Happy Women's Month to the women and to our mothers and our sisters. Yeah, and then the other one is saying Happy Women's Month, sisters, mothers, and leaders of Safcol family. And then the last one is just saying Happy Women's Day. Let us clap hands for for the men who have shown us love, who have shown us appreciation today. I hope even at the plantations, you guys are treated good day today. Thank you. And then we will have Miss Nosy Potembe from HC to come to talk to us about Safcol Employee Assistant Program. Let us encourage her as she is coming to the stage.
No, it's fine. Just take it. Sis, we have to leave the note.
Yeah, it's hard. So,
Still good morning, colleagues. And I must say, you ladies really look beautiful. Okay. So mine is short, colleagues. The speakers have already, I'll say, shared their insight regarding building a woman and improving our economy. So my colleagues is very short. I'm just here to, I would say, reminding ladies regarding our employee assistance program that we have in this company. So this is one of the wellness strategic programs that we have. We have, or it was designed to ensure that our employees have all the support that they need at all times. So it's just a voluntary program that has been designed for all our employees, and it is offered by the employer to ensure that we are taken care of when we have any or encountering personal challenges. It could be work related, and it's also extended to our families as well. So how do we do that? It is provided through a professional support. We have resources within the company that always are on standby to assist us. Okay, so what do we offer in relation to our employee assistance program that we have at Safcol? We offer stress management, that is obviously through the counseling system or program that you have. If one is experiencing substance abuse, we also have that. One is experiencing adjusting to change. It could be any change within the workplace, change if you are moving from one area to another. Anger management as well. So it is very important, colleagues, that we also manage our emotions at home, here at work as well. Financial guidance, very important as well. Employees often experience financial challenges out there. So if you are experiencing that, don't be shy, come forward. We have our expertise that can provide assistance on that in form of advice and planning the way forward, how to improve your financial well-being. Legal experts as well, we also offer it, and it doesn't only end with an employee. We also extend to your family members. Let's say maybe your child, your husband, I'll just put an emphasis that it is only for your immediate family. Okay. So how do you reach us when you need assistance? You can always reach the employee wellness office, and we are always available to assist, arrange counseling for you when it's be, could be telephonic or face to face. So one would ask, how does that assist me if I need assistance in that regard? So it also improves your mental health, reduces health costs. You know, when you have stress, you start getting sick, but if you reach out to our office immediately, you wouldn't experience any sickness and all that. Self-awareness, you know, it's very important to also find yourself. Um, and it's okay to say, I am experiencing or I'm going through whatever challenges that you have. So self-awareness is very important. It also improves your work performance. Because at times, if you're going through stress, you find that you then lack on your work. So work performance is also important, that you deliver as expected, and it reduces absenteeism. So if you are stress free, obviously you want to put in sick leave, you want to put in annual leave saying I'm going through Wisha. So we are here to assist people that have problems or employees that are experiencing, it could be financial, as I've indicated, we are always available. So reach out to the wellness team to assist you at all times. Thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Ms. Noziko. Thank you so much. Colleagues, I want to encourage us that let us use these facilities.
Facebook feed.
The company is paying for them, for us to use them. And I know sometimes you may think that if I go there, now they will know what is going on in my life. No, it's not about that. You are going there to get help. Remember, even when your child is going for counseling, the counselor, they don't tell you anything because it's between the two of them. They don't come back and tell you that I was talking to your child, this is what your child is saying. No, there's privacy between you and the person that is helping you. So let us use these facilities, and then we get help with whatever it is that you are going through, because it's a benefit for us. And then we're also open for questions. If we have any questions regarding what Nospo was talking about, let us raise our hands and ask our questions. She was here, she's going to assist us. Also, you can write your questions on the comment section, and then we will read them, and then we will be able to respond to your questions. There's no questions in the whole. Oh, okay, we have one question.
Hi, Nozi. That's employee assistance program. I know it's been going on for
She
some
switched it
time
off.
now.
You need to switch it
So
off.
I just want
The
to ask
mic,
if
this one. That
the
mic
Safcol
needs to be
gets
switched on.
feedback from this.
That mic needs to be switched on. It's off.
My Mac.
The one that she's using.
Should be working for us. Nozi, I was asking if employees are giving feedback on this program. Like, do we know if this is really working for Safcol, or maybe it's just there, but the employees are not really using it?
Okay. Thank you for the question, Elsina. We do receive feedback. Remember, I said it's confidential. So feedback that will be provided to the employer, it's not necessarily the details that you have engaged with. However, it's only feedback in terms of employer improved here and there. It could be, let's say you're experiencing work stress as a result, I'm just making an example, as a result of the work environment. So the feedback that the employer would receive from the counselor would be that look into how to improve your work environment in order to ensure that you have a conducive environment that the employee is always happy and able to utilize in a conducive manner. So that is the feedback that we receive, and then the employer would look how best we improve in that.
Oh, okay, I think. Yeah. Oh, on my side, man, I think Safcol as an employer, they must just open a platform for employees to give feedback as well. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be anything in detail, but it can even be an anonymous line or something where employees can say if this is really working or not. Because some programs are there, but we don't know the depth. Because I think now the only feedback that you guys are getting is from the counselor, but you're not getting from us employees on how it has assisted us and so forth.
Check it again. Who's this one? Who's this person who's presenting? Fine.
Thank you, Elsila, for that question. Maybe if I can respond on the issue of whether employees do give feedback.
Can you please
They do give
duplicate the
feedback.
screens again?
Personally, I have referred quite a number of employees, and they've responded even through emails to say how this program has helped them.
Is it appearing?
Some people, when you refer them, they will go once and then maybe not continue with the program. So this is not a quick fix solution. It needs you to do a lot of work from your side as well. Remember, you are the one who has the problem. And in that, you have the power to deal with the problem that you have. So if you're gonna go once and then maybe on the first day, you're not getting the results that you were expecting, or you're still confused because it's an introduction stage, and then you give up, it will not bring positive results. But I know because I engage with a lot of employees who has problems. Some they may come to me, maybe they want to lodge a grievance on a particular something. And through our discussion, I realized that the problem is more than just lodging a grievance. There's also some things they need to deal with. So they will go through the program, and I personally follow up with them, not to check and understand their issues, but to find out, have you contacted them and encourage them? So there is work that is being done, and employees are coming back and saying that it does work for them. Thank you.
I see what's going on. It's your page.
Is there any further questions for this?
It's your Facebook. Froze.
It's probably showing the old page.
Wait.
Not sure. This one is not working anymore.
Is it on?
It's off. It's off. I'm switching off.
Oh, it's working. Thank you. Thank you, colleagues, for your questions, and thank you for attending this women session that we had today. We have learned a lot today, about our health, that we need to every now and then to check ourselves. They've taught us how to, check ourselves, do self-examinations for breast cancer. And we have been taught what is it that we need to do, the do's and don'ts. So let us go and implement. And we were taught about, reviewing and reflecting so that we can rise, in the workplace, in our careers, to celebrate small wins, to embrace our diversity, to embrace opportunities. We must not be scared, because I know sometimes when there's an opportunity that is presented itself, sometimes you doubt yourself. Instead of filling that application form, and send it, now you start to doubt yourself, thinking that you're not going to be able to do the job. You're thinking now you're not suitable, even if you have qualifications. So I'm encouraging us that let us not doubt ourselves. Even opportunity is presenting itself, grab it with both hands. You'll never know what is going to happen, because you don't want, they say the worst regret is the regret of saying, what if I've done this, missed opportunities that you did not take them when they were coming, you did not do anything, and then now you regret that I should have done this, I should have done that. And the last speaker spoke about our mental health, that we should love ourselves, before someone else can love you, love yourself, before someone else can tell you that you're beautiful, tell yourself, stand in the mirror and say, Google, you are beautiful. When you are going through challenges, stand in the mirror and say, Google, you've got this. Encourage yourself. There is nothing powerful than a person who's encouraged, a person who has confidence. You are able to, to go through whatever it is, and then you'll be coming out of the thing still, standing, because you every now and then you encourage yourself. Because the last speaker, I like what she said, because she said you are gonna go through challenges. Life is all about that. There are good times and there are bad times. And all of us are gonna go through good times, all of us gonna go through bad times. So we need to be, to be able to tell ourselves, to be able to choose ourselves, to be able to love ourselves, so that we can be able to love other people as well. Because if you are unable to love yourself, you're not going to be able to love the other person. My closing remark, those were part of my closing remark. I also want to say that they say women have power to create life. And also, we have power to create the life that we want. So create the life that you want. We were given the information today. Go home and implement. Have goals. Set goals for yourself. This is what I want to achieve mentally. This is what I want to achieve financially. This is what I want to achieve professionally. And you will achieve all those things. And also, here's to women breaking down barriers, to women lifting each other up, to women paving the way for our future, to women who never give up, to the women who are our biggest supporters, to the women making change. You are smart, you are strong, you are resilient, you are beautiful and powerful, you matter, and you are loved. And here's to you. Thank you. I'm going to call Ms. Noctula Makarenge to give us closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Program Director. I think you've already done most of what was needed to do, and appreciate that, because as you may have seen, I've been walking up and down, would not have been able to capture most of those moments. However, I would like to first appreciate our employer for allowing us to have this moment as the women of Safcol. We are really grateful for that. And also, I would like to apologize for the glitches that we experienced today. The network today did not have so much grace on us, but nevertheless, we managed to pull through, and we hope with time, the live streams and all the platforms that we are on would be improved. Also thanking the speakers for today, from Unes Tembi, everything that you took us through. Ladies, we must tell those partners they must do the work. As she was mentioning that, I remember an interview by Mom Lilian Dube. I'm not going to go through exactly what Mom Lilian Dube said because I don't want to get fired. But colleagues, you can Google that interview of Mom Lilian Dube, the advice that she was given to Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi on what needs to happen. So, colleagues, let's take care of ourselves, our bodies. These organs must work for us. They must continue serving us for the longest time, so we need to take care of it. And then moving on to our socialite at Safcol, Mrs. Hazel Banda. Let's give her a round of applause. She is the oldest teenager I know. I'm loving the energy. Yeah, I know. I don't wanna. When I think how can I put it nicely? She's a teenager of her age. Yeah, you see, that adolescence age. I think she got to that age and she just remained there, which is a good thing. We appreciate you, Hazel. And when they say certain things are calling, jobs are calling, I think yours, when God designed you, He had your specific role in mind, because I have never seen a person who is well aligned with their job like Hazel is. So thank you so much for the inspiring talk. And also, colleagues, we need to remember, people do not work with people they do not know. So networking relationships, they would carry us through. So I think that's the takeout that I take from there. And then to Unokola, even though she's not online anymore, I appreciate her. As she mentioned, she's a medical social worker and somebody who's really passionate in her space. Yesterday, 2 days ago, she went to visit Hoshimampuru prison. The thread that she shared on her experience, I didn't think she'd wake up today. She was very traumatized. So, not all of us, as you were encouraging women to carry each other, I also want to encourage you to allow other people to carry you, because you're a mother as well, you're a wife as well. You need to be in good state, and these communities that you serve, they need you in good state. And again, to our IR team, represented by Miss Nozi Tembe as well as Ms. Tonto Mahamba. Thank you so much for driving such an initiative. Thank you for the knowledge shared on our EAP. Colleagues, be on the lookout for the communications that speaks to EAP. I, for one, have consulted EAP, and I could say I only have good things to say about it. So I would encourage anybody. It could be legal assist, not legal help, but advice. They're not going to give you a lawyer, but they're going to advise you on what to do. It's also financial coaching and so forth. They come in handy. So let's use the service. I could imagine, I don't know how the contract works, but I think Safcol's paying either way, whether we use it or not. So might as well just use it because the company is paying for it. And also, I'd like to thank all the men that came through. Can we clap hands for all the men? They came through. We sent a communication to say treat the women in your teams with a sweet treat. I also received a few pictures from our Elizabeth department. Big up to the men at Elizabeth for spoiling the ladies, and also our ops team as they walked in here while during the conference, during our engagement, to present us with the sweet treats, and the other executives that also came through to assist us. So I will end off. Also, I don't want to thank the planning team because I'm part of the planning team. But thank you everyone for leaving your desks, dressing up. I like the outfit as Gugu and Naskay. They look very nice. We missed out on the trend. Yeah, what do we call this trend? The Yamapuni ladies, and they look amazing in the outfits. I think that's the last song we had a DA, maybe a competition, they will be probably taking it at home today. So thank you so much for everyone who came through. For the two gentlemen in the rooms, our producer at the back, as well as our application specialist, Sipiwe Tumi. Thank you so much for trying your best to keep everything stable. Yeah, so that's not what I can say. You gave it your all, for the session to move smoothly. So as I end off, I would like to read again. I don't know if you guys read the love letter I wrote to the ladies for Women's Day. Guys, I took time and I wrote that thing. And because I did not receive a compliment for it, I'm going to read it.
Huh.
Forcing the compliment out. So it reads, it was communicated to us of call, I think it was the 8th of August. It reads to our fairs ladies, from those driving the roaring machines at our sawmill to the resilient women braving it all across our plantations, and the ones steering the wagon from our various offices. We celebrate you this month. You carry the forest as your crown, and your strength, dedication, and grace inspires us all. No matter what your role is at Safcol, know that you are seen, valued, and appreciated. Thank you for your hard work and ongoing commitment. May you continue to drive as a woman in forestry. Thank you so much. Yeah, program director, she will take us through the sweet treats. Announcements. Close.
Okay, thank you, colleagues. Let us give Mr. Tula another applause. And also, let's clap hands for ourselves, man. And great. And where you are, it's time for celebration. You're here. We have all kinds of sweeties here, cakes, cupcakes. There's a lot. So it's time to enjoy. It's time for the conversation to go on, as we are closing off Women's Month. We are closing off Women's Month in style. So now it's time, wherever you are. Also, whatever that you are doing there, send pictures of us so that we can see that you are having tea, whatever that you are doing, tea, coffee, with whatever that you are having, so that we can celebrate all of us. So I thank you, colleagues. You can take yourself. Thank you.
But ladies, we can enjoy cake. I'm just sending a message to the colleagues online that they can actually adjourn.
Thank you very much, guys. We enjoyed this session. I was supposed to be in white.